happening now at 5.
Everything that's been built for 19 years.
Gone.
In a blink of an eye.
Destruction and death in East Alabama.
For Lee County, I've been in the coroner's office over 30 years, and this is the worst mass casualty incident that we've had here.
And yet, the message from those who lost it all.
I thank the Lord. You tell God thank you, Kiki. You hear me? Tell God thank you.
ABC 3340 News at 5 starts now.
And first at 5 tonight, new video of that monster tornado crossing Highway 280 near Smith Station in Lee County. Watch, you see that right there in the corner of your screen? You can see the storm taking out a cell phone tower. Watch, you'll see explosions here momentarily as well. This afternoon, leaders confirmed the storm was an EF4 with winds roaring up to 170 miles per hour. The death toll currently stands at 23, and the search is on right now for survivors.
We lost children, mothers, fathers, neighbors, and friends. To know Alabama is to know that we are a tight-knit community of people. And today, each of us mourns the loss of life of our fellow Alabamians.
We also have brand new video of the destruction in Beauregard. That's the area of Lee County where leaders confirmed Sunday's long-track tornado took those 23 lives. And the tornado now one of the deadliest in state history and the strongest to hit Lee County since records have been kept.
The Weather Authority has team coverage on the aftermath of the storm. We want to begin this evening with ABC 3340 Stephen Quinn, who is live in the hardest hit area, no doubt. That is Beauregard in Lee County. Stephen?
Pam, this is ground zero where some of the worst damage is done. And beyond these trees over here, there is still first responders that are sifting through the debris, trying to find any possible people or bodies that may have been left behind. Meanwhile, here, recovery efforts already underway. The race now to try and get power restored. No bodies were found today in the search so far. Still, the loss of life is staggering, and we are told from officials that there are still people unaccounted for. 23 dead, and there are 3 children among them. And this here is the farm for Miles Tatum and his family, who cover this and have been here for decades. Miles was here with his 2 sons as this EF4 tornado narrowly missed where they were taking shelter. He says his father's trees that were harvested here are completely destroyed, and Tatum described what he saw as he fled for safety just moments before he was able to get inside.
So what do I see? It started across the field behind the cameraman. You could see the clouds converge real quick within the matter of seconds.
And you see here some of the debris that's been piled up, and that gives you a perspective. That right there actually is the area where he was. The closet was inside of that shed right there, and just beyond it, that's where the tornado continued onto its path into an area where we saw and where we are told is the worst damage. And by the way, today, local officials say they now have the grim task right now of informing those families, letting them know that their loved ones are gone, all 23 of them. Here, live in Lee County, Stephen Quinn, ABC 3340 News.
Children's of Alabama tells ABC 3340 that the hospital is treating several storm victims from Lee County. ABC 3340 Stoney Sharp continues our team coverage now. He reports those children being treated here in Birmingham have serious injuries.
Children's of Alabama confirms they're treating 5 patients from the severe weather outbreak here in Alabama, suffering mostly from head and orthopedic injuries. Let's break down those numbers for you. Children's tells us again they received 5 patients from the storms. 3 of those 5 are trauma patients, and 2 of those 3 trauma patients are considered level 1 traumas. Level 1 is the most significant injury you can receive, so some of the injuries here are very serious. Many other patients are being treated in Lee County. East Alabama Medical Center tells us they received more than 40 patients today. On Monday, certain patient procedures have been canceled at that medical center. And back outside Children's of Alabama in downtown Birmingham, the name and ages of those patients here have not been released. In downtown Birmingham, Stoney Sharp, ABC 3340 News.
We have also learned that UAB Hospital also received 7 patients who were injured in Sunday's tornado. Smith Station, south of Auburn, also was hit hard by Sunday's EF4 tornado. The storm was caught on camera as it roared through that area. Homes and business owners are also reporting major damage. We will have a live update on cleanup efforts in Smith Station in less than 15 minutes.
And Pam, President Donald Trump has also been briefed on the tornado devastation in Lee County. And he has spoken with Governor Kay Ivey, telling her he has directed FEMA to give Alabama the A+ treatment as tornado recovery begins. In fact, he says FEMA is already assisting in the hardest hit areas.
They're in full force, and whatever we can do, we're doing. They're already there. They got there last night.
President Trump says the whole nation mourns for the more than 20 lives lost in Sunday's storm. Also, ABC's David Muir will anchor World News tonight. That is tonight at 5:30 live from Lee County. Well, the city of Eufaula is just south of Lee County in Barber County, and early estimates indicate the EF1 tornado that blew through there, if I'm not mistaken, it's been upgraded to a 2. Is that right? It has been upgraded? Okay, that has just been upgraded to a 2, and it happened Sunday, of course, and it caused millions of dollars in damage.
ABC 3340's Byron Khalil continues our live team coverage now in Eufaula with a look at some of the damage there. Byron?
Yeah, the airport and one of the city's fire stations are completely destroyed. This is the rural part of Eufaula. It's also the hardest hit in this area. Now, this is sort of a 3-mile space that's been completely devastated by this tornado. Inside, 2 Eufaula firefighters were inside the northern fire station when that tornado swept over. It destroyed that building along with the airport, which stood just a few feet away. The tornado took out 30 hangars and 21 airplanes, ranging in size from jets to smaller planes. Fortunately, Eufaula Mayor Jack Tibbs says there were no injuries reported.
It's rural all the way to the lake, so there's no houses there. So we dodged that. We dodged it being around any population that it would have been worse if it had been back toward our town.
Now, Mayor Tibbs says he expects this fire station to come down sometime next week. Coming up at 6, though, we'll have more on those 2 firefighters who were inside during the storm. Live in Eufaula, Byron Khalil, ABC 3340 News.
And we want to bring in the expert right now, Alabama's chief meteorologist, James Spann.
And James, just days into the official spring tornado season, and already Alabama dealing with significant loss of life.
Right. We've had 6 confirmed tornadoes statewide. The Weather Service in Birmingham confirming 4 in the eastern part of the state. And again, the one north of Eufaula just upgraded to an EF2. Of course, the Beauregard tornado is an EF4. That was down for at least 28 miles. Now we have cold air to deal with. The storms are long gone. It's freezing at Coleman, 31 at Haleyville right now, so we'll be way below freezing tonight. And this cold air has some staying power. We're expecting sub-freezing lows for the next 3 nights. I've got forecast details coming up shortly, so stay with us.
And a reminder, you can keep up with the Weather Authority anytime with the free ABC 3340 mobile app. If you haven't already, go ahead and download it. It will alert you to severe weather in your area. And Hoover's ISIS bride loses a round in court. Ahead at 5, what today's decision means for her effort to return to the United States.
And you could call this a hot time at Mobile's Mardi Gras. What we are learning about fires burning in porta potties. Next at 5. New tonight, a man serving life in prison for beating another man to death in 1999 was stabbed inside St. Clair Correctional Facility in Springville. Stephen Eric Mullins was stabbed last Tuesday, but he died from his injuries Thursday. Mullins was sentenced to life in prison for the 1999 beating of Billy Jack Gaither. He told authorities he killed Gaither because he was gay. Christopher Scott Jones now is accused of killing Mullins. Jones is serving life for killing 5 people in Shelby County in 2008.
Hoover's ISIS bride will stay in a refugee camp in Syria a while longer. A federal judge denied an expedited hearing in Huda Muthana's family's efforts for her to return to the United States. Muthana left the country to join ISIS. She now says that was wrong. and she's trying to come back to the U.S. and face punishment for her actions. In West Alabama, we go to Tuscaloosa, where investigators say 61-year-old Tommy Wayne Beard posed as an Uber driver and took photos of an unconscious woman. Beard was stopped by a deputy early Sunday morning and later admitted he was posing as an Uber driver. The woman in the car told authorities she did not remember getting in the car with Beard. They say he had photos of other women on his phone. Investigators are asking anyone who paid Beard to give them a ride home to call authorities. Well, it is a community that's seen its share of tornado devastation.
Survivors in West Jefferson County react to seeing all of this new destruction in Alabama. It's next at 5. Breaking news in DeKalb County tonight. In the last hour and a half, Sheriff Nick Weldon announced an arrest in the brutal murder of 11-year-old Amberly Barnett.
This man, Christopher Wayne Madison, is now charged with capital murder, accused of strangling her. She vanished from her aunt's house on Friday in Collinsville, and her body was located Saturday morning. Her mother fought back tears as she remembered her daughter.
Nobody should bury their 11-year-old child. Nobody should have hurt her. She deserves more than justice. She deserves her life.
The DeKalb County Sheriff says he will not be releasing any more details in fear it might jeopardize the investigation in the case. Christopher Wayne Madison is being held without bond in jail in Fort Payne. Mardi Gras celebrations got off to a fiery start. Check this out here. Yeah, my goodness. Boy, the things you could say about this. Before Tuesday's celebrations got underway, firefighters were called to the square, and you can see why. At least 6 porta potties here caught fire this morning. Crews are now trying to figure out what started the fire. No injuries, but I'm sure it was kind of smelly.
When it comes to car seats, you know that bargain deal that you found on the internet? Could be dangerous. Tonight, the I-Team's Cynthia Gould investigates counterfeits.
Car seats give parents peace of mind, so important to protect their children.
But knockoffs are popping up on the internet through third-party vendors.
It is convenient, but make sure you know who you're buying from.
The safety checklist you need to know.
Plastic was very flimsy.
Counterfeit car seats tonight at 6.
Our I-Team is always working to answer your problems or concerns. You can call the number on your screen or email them directly at iTeam@abc3340.com.
The Weather Authority is on top of the tornado destruction across the lower portion of Alabama. Nicole Fierro is live in Smith Station for us tonight. Nicole, you spoke with a couple who survived this tornado with only minutes to spare.
Christopher, neighbors here in Smith Station say that sirens started going off, then minutes later, their lives forever changed. Lee Road 294, a small town neighborhood now in ruins. Residents spent yesterday hiding for their lives. Today, they take it all in.
And it was almost, this is going to sound weird, but it was almost like you just fall to your knees and you thank God that everybody's alive.
Amanda and John Key survived the tornado, hiding with their hands over their heads in the closet.
You can hear everything breaking, glass breaking.
Things hitting the house.
Things hitting the house, a train on top of your head.
Walls shaking.
Yeah, it was.
Ground shaking.
It's almost like you're in a nightmare and you just want it to stop. Just make it stop, make it stop.
This morning, they were forced to relive that terror when they heard the train down the street roll through.
Came through this morning and me and him both just froze, and I was like, I don't even want to hear the freaking train anymore. I mean, it's like it's right here at us again.
That train passes by at least twice a day. The Keys hope it won't be this bad every time. But during these painful moments, they must focus on how fortunate they are.
Because all of us are lucky. Beauregard's got our prayers. They didn't get as lucky as we got. Nowhere near as lucky. People lost their kids. The man next door, matter of fact, lost his uncle in Beauregard yesterday in the tornado. He rode it out here and lost his uncle down there.
So completely heartbreaking. Well, the Keys say that they appreciate how quickly repair crews and power crews came to their street, how fast neighbors were so quick to hug one another. Mother Nature's worst, bringing out the best in humanity. Reporting live from Smith Station, Nicole Fierro, ABC 3340 News.
So many communities across the state can relate to what people in Lee County are having to feel right now and having to deal with. Oak Grove in Jefferson County, of course, is one of them. It was hit by an F5 tornado in 1998. ABC 3340's Lauren Walsh continues our live team coverage now in Oak Grove. And Lauren, many people can never forget what we saw and felt and had to experience in Oak Grove, where so many people lost their lives.
And people here in Oak Grove are watching the pictures of Lee County on the news, and they tell me the memories come flooding back. This is the site where Oak Grove School stood before the '98 tornado destroyed it. But the people here rebuilt, and now they're sending a message of encouragement to Lee County.
It's so emotionally scarring that I think you can't forget it.
Courtney Gardner was in 3rd grade at Oak Grove when the April 8th tornado ripped through in 1998.
We actually heard James Spann say on TV, if you live in Oak Grove, get in your safe place now. And so we went down to the basement.
Her home saved, but her school destroyed. Lance Northcutt was a teacher and a coach there.
I'll never forget, it was just a pile of rubble. And we were there that night, and there were people that they had used one of the buildings that they were using as a place to store bodies.
Nothing goes back to the way it was before, but you find a new normal, and you find the way things work out and they become different.
When I saw the pictures this morning on the news, it does bring back those memories.
It's the most helpless, devastating thing that you can imagine. My heart hurts for them. My prayers go out to them. There's nothing like it.
Now, looking back, you realize that good comes out of everything. You have to look at it, and of course we did get a new school.
I hate the way that we got it, but I'm thankful for it. The Lord restores things, and He will restore them.
The people I spent time with tell me they're praying for Lee County and already looking for more ways to help them. I also spoke today with a fireman who responded to the tornado here in 1998 and tells me about the challenges he faced and his message for Lee County today. Hear from him coming up on the news at 6 o'clock. Reporting in Jefferson County, I'm Lauren Walsh, ABC 3340 News.
1998, 32 people died in that one. Many people living in Alabama have experienced the physical, the emotional damage that a tornado can bring. Right now, local organizations are sending relief to Lee County.
Charities and churches are collecting cleaning supplies, canned food items, toiletries, and warm weather clothes. There are plenty of opportunities to help. We have a running list right now of the charities taking donations on our website, abc3340.com. James?
National Weather Service in Birmingham watching the weather carefully today. They're doing storm surveys and a very cold air mass. Look at Birmingham, 33 degrees now with a mostly cloudy sky. They've identified 4 tornado tracks in East Alabama, the EF4 in Lee County, 1 EF2 near Eufaula, and 2 EF1s. The Weather Service in Mobile, they've identified 2 separate tornadoes down in Washington County in southwest Alabama, so the statewide total now is 6. Look at these numbers, 30 degrees below average. 30s across the board. Most locations should be up in the 60s this time of the year. Much of the country in a very cold air mass. We're going to see sub-freezing lows for the next 3 nights. And some folks maybe with a few ice pellets tonight, mainly across the southern half of the state. With this disturbance coming into South Alabama, no impact there. A curiosity more than anything else. And again, it's not going to be this widespread, but again, the chance of a little sleet on the northern edge of this. Tomorrow will be a sunny day, a cold day, the high in the 40s. Wednesday, same thing. We start the day in the 20s. The high will be in the 40s. Thursday, a warming trend begins. The sky mostly sunny, clouds off to the west. Clouds will increase on Friday. The chance of showers, but a decent chunk of the day should be dry. We'll be in the 60s by the end of this week. And then Saturday, we head for the 70s, and a major storm system comes in. We could see showers during the day, then a chance of strong storms Saturday night, maybe severe. Based on the latest data we have seen, we'll watch trends carefully in coming days as the weekend approaches. Our forecast for tonight, the sky mostly fair, a freeze warning in effect. The average low 21. Colder pockets could see upper teens. Tomorrow, the sky mostly sunny, the high 47. Up on the 7-day, we stay cold and dry Wednesday. 60s back in here Thursday. There's the chance of showers Friday. The better chance of the stronger storms this weekend, late Saturday and Saturday night, showers ending early Sunday morning. Catch my forecast every day on great radio stations around the state, including 97.3 Play. And let's roll that Pepsi Kid Cam. My buddies at Elvin Hill Elementary School in Columbiana. You guys like first graders? graders?
Absolutely.
They look like second graders to me now.
Getting close.
You know, it is. I can't believe this school year is flying so rapidly.
Yes.
Did you see the cookies that came in today?
They flew out.
Cookies with a message. I like the respect of Polygon, but they were great. Good to see those kids. It is always fun seeing the kids at Elvin Hill.
All right, Jeff Spiegel in sports.
I ate the umbrella, by the way. Sorry. Coming up next in sports, an Auburn Tiger makes an impression at the NFL Combine. And basketball is a beautiful sport because we get to see the battle for bragging rights more than once a year. Tomorrow, it's Bama and Auburn again. More from the Tide and Tigers next.
Now, the Pepsi Sports Desk with Jeff Spiegel.
Today on the final day of the NFL Combine, Browns coach, former Crimson Tider Freddie Kitchens watching. Former Auburn Tiger Jamel Dean really fast, a 4.30 40. 4 years ago, this guy was medically disqualified at Ohio State because of multiple knee injuries in high school. Today, he ran the second fastest 40 at the Combine. Tomorrow, there's a big basketball game at Coleman Coliseum. The Alabama Crimson Tide hosting the Auburn Tigers. The Tigers are pretty much locked into the NCAA tournament, a 7 seed according to many of the latest projections. But Bruce Pearl says the work is far from over.
But if we don't keep getting better and improving and becoming more efficient, you know, it'll be hard to win another game. That's how good the teams are we're playing against, and that's our goal, is to keep trying to play better. I think we did that last week.
Well, the Tide will be looking for revenge. They played one of their worst games of the year when they went to Auburn Arena a month ago. They lost 84-63, and the Tigers did whatever they wanted offensively, shot over 50%, almost 60% from three. But the most troubling stat for Avery Johnson, there are almost 24 turnovers.
This is our last home game against a team that we're 0-1 against this year, and we got to figure out a way to even it up. I think the big takeaway was our lack of ball security. You know, whenever you have 20, 21 turnovers, they get out in transition and they score it off of it.
Hey, let's check out the AP poll. Gonzaga still number one, followed by the wonderful Wahoos of Virginia. Carolina jumps over Duke into third. The Vols whoop Kentucky, so they're fifth. The Cats are sixth. Then it's Michigan, Texas Tech, Michigan State, and LSU moves up 3 spots to 10th after the win over Bama. The Auburn baseball team is 9-2 after sweeping Cincinnati over the weekend. Tanner Burns got the win Friday, going the distance, pitching a 2-hitter and striking out 15 Bearcats. He is the SEC Pitcher of the Week. Could be the first of many for him this season. Well, another national championship football team visited the White House today. The North Dakota State Bison got the same treatment Clemson got when they visited, a fast food lunch. Only difference, Chick-fil-A was included in this spread, which in my opinion made it the best meal ever.
That's funny.
Love that place.
Cookies, Chick-fil-A, you name it. This
pizza.
guy eats.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Well, and that's all the time we have right now. Thanks for choosing ABC 3340.
We want to leave you with a live look in Beauregard and Lee County.